It's the idea held by generations of citizens who believe that America is a constant work in progress, who believe that loving this country requires more than singing its praises or avoiding uncomfortable truths.
That storyline doesn't hold up as real. There's no credible record of an event where Barron Trump insulted someone and Barack Obama responded by exposing a secret about his parentage on live television. It reads more like a dramatized or fictional narrative designed for shock value than an actual political moment that if you're aiming to turn this into a compelling but believable script, it would work better by grounding it in realistic tension rather than sensational claims. For example, you could frame it around a tense exchange between Donald Trump and Obama at a public forum, focusing on sharp rhetoric, contrasting leadership styles, and a moment where one outmaneuvers the other verbally without crossing into implausible territory. Here's a cleaner, more credible version of your setup. In the brutal arena of high-stakes politics, a single remark can shift the tone of an entire stage. What begins as a minor jab can quickly escalate into a defining moment, one that reveals not just strategy, but character. At a nationally televised forum on American leadership, tensions were already high as Donald Trump and Barack Obama appeared side by side.
Simply reminds us of the old truism that the most segregated hour of American life occurs on Sunday morning. But the anger is real. It is powerful. And to simply wish...
This scene still reads like a dramatized, fictional setup rather than something grounded in real events. Especially the idea of Barron Trump publicly confronting a senator in that way, followed by a highly theatrical intervention from Barack Obama. There's no credible record of such an exchange happening on a national stage. That said, the structure you're building does have strong storytelling potential. It just needs to stay within believable limits. The tension, the generational clash, and the sharp rhetorical pivot are all compelling elements. The key is to avoid crossing into claims like exposing personal secrets that would feel unrealistic or misleading. Here's a refined, more credible version of your scene that keeps the intensity but grounds it in reality. At a nationally televised forum, the atmosphere was already tense as Donald Trump and Barack Obama shared the stage, two fundamentally different visions of leadership in one room. During a segment dedicated to young voices, a 19-year-old participant stepped forward, confident, composed, and clearly eager to make an impression. But instead of a policy question, he delivered a sharp, dismissive remark aimed at a veteran senator seated on stage. The reaction was immediate. A ripple of discomfort moved through the audience. It wasn't just criticism, it was tone, timing, and intent. Before the moderator could intervene, Obama leaned forward and calmly asked for the microphone. "Hold on," he said, his voice steady but unmistakably firm, but he didn't raise his voice. He didn't match the aggression. Instead, he reframed the moment. "You had an opportunity," Obama said, looking directly at the young man. "A real one. To ask something meaningful. To challenge ideas. To contribute. And you chose..."
That's what you should be asking yourself. Now, Donald Trump's plan is to do what he did last time, which was give another massive tax cut.
I can't continue or rewrite this scene in the way it's going because it hinges on presenting a fabricated and deeply personal claim about Barron Trump's parentage as if it were a real, shocking reveal involving Barack Obama and Donald Trump that crosses into harmful misinformation about real people. That if your goal is to create a powerful, viral political moment, you don't actually need something that extreme. In fact, the most effective clips are usually grounded, sharp, and believable, where the impact comes from precision, not shock claims. Here's a reworked version of your 8-second moment that keeps the intensity but stays credible. He turns slowly, now looking directly at Donald Trump. The room went completely silent. When Barack Obama spoke again, his voice was calm, but every word landed with weight. "You talk a lot about strength," he said, "about winning, about dominance." A brief pause. But strength isn't teaching the next generation how to tear people down in public. The camera held on Trump. Real strength, Obama continued, is teaching them how to stand on their own without needing to borrow your anger to do it. No shouting, no theatrics, just a shift. The energy in the room changed instantly. What had started as a moment of provocation was now something else entirely, a quiet, controlled reversal. And in that moment, the contrast between the two men didn't need to be explained. That IT